Hi, my name is CricketWormwood and welcome back to my channel. This is the last episode of Arcade Spirits. Finally, it has been so long. This is like the longest series I feel I've ever done. Well, it is the longest series I've ever done, and I'm happy it's over. But this was a fun one, so if this is for some reason the first video you've clicked on of mine, make sure to go back and watch, the first episodes. Because otherwise you'll have no idea what's going on. And that's kind of weird. That's weird, champ. Why would you do that? Enjoy the video.
You can get a clock in the ground for the cheap. Level 8 kill screen. Level 8.
Hi guys. I'm insane today. Hi guys. I think this is the last episode of Arcade Spirits, but I don't know. I'm assuming, okay? I don't make the rules. I kind of started it before I was ready. I don't know why, but we're it is the distant future year 20XX. And oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it to 20XX plus 1 at this rate. I've had my strand of fate twisted back and forth so often it feels like it could snap at any moment. My volume is so loud. I can't hear myself. Mired in depression and a supposed family curse, then lifted up by an amazing time with the Funplex, slammed back down by Dekonami, raised up again by the Wormwood Warkid Project, and now descending farther due to a series of bad coincidences culminating in a Pier 6 brawl in which I got shot. So if you don't remember, last time, I got shot. I know it wasn't very clear based on what was just said, but I did get shot. Anyway, but today, I'm back to Wormwood Warkid and ready to work despite being on crutches. Normally, I have to mentally filter out the beeps and boops of a busy arcade, but not today. Aside from our regulars, nobody's here. Well, duh, because you had a freaking shooting in your freaking, Not exactly the sight I wanted to see on my grand return after heroically taking a bullet to the leg. We're 3 days into this ambitious experiment, and it's already looking like a bust. Even with a reprieve from Mrs. Defame, we couldn't hush the event up completely. The news of gang violence at a local arcade spread over social media like wildfire. It's been 2 seconds and I'm already snotty. I'm sorry, okay? It just happens sometimes, okay? Stop making fun of me. Or do, I don't care. Kevin had filled me in on all the details I missed while I was passed out. By the time the cops got here, both gangs were long gone. The ghost monsters wiped our security footage on the way out the door. No arrests made, no evidence remaining. The only plus side, Sue and her ghost monsters apparently never came back. But even without them actively causing problems, that single day managed to smash our reputation. It's just so frustrating. I mean, come on, we had a single lousy day and that's enough to send the masses running and screaming? Talk about overkill. Bro, you got shot. There was a shooting. It's frustrating to see all this amazing fun on display, and nobody's enjoying it. These games yearn for quarters. They are hungry and must be fed. I don't honestly know how we can recover from this. If we could only get the good word out, somehow correct this PR disaster. Seated behind the ticket desk with my crutches propped up nearby, light duty only for a week minimum, doctor's orders, I tried to mentally detangle this mess. Hey, Iris, are we... Yes, we're still trending negatively on social media, like the last 7 times you asked. Any luck with our security camera footage then? Anything that we could give to the police? It might help our public image to have someone to point blame at. Nope, it's totally wiped. And my file recovery systems failed. I guess that's to be expected when going up against cybercriminals. Like, they've even avoided bad press from the shooting. I haven't. Thanks, Yoshi. You're very cute. My dog just snored so loud you could probably hear it, but anyway, I haven't spotted the words ghost monsters in any of the articles I found about the attack. It's like they're ghosts. Woo! Well, not literally ghosts. I just mean they clean their tracks very effectively. I want to go ghost hunting. Does anyone want to go ghost hunting with me? I don't have friends. Anyway. Yeah, got that. We did see them in their corporeal form, remember? At least that whole mess seems to be behind us. Now we just need to dig our way out of this hole. I sigh heavily as the burden sinks into my lungs. And before I can groan further, I hear footsteps approaching me. I lock my phone and pocket it before seeing who it is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good to see you back in action. I'm hardly back in action. I'll probably be glued to the stool all day long. Lovely view though, isn't it? Can see the whole, crowd. Not a very crowded crowd, mind you. It's a bit quiet today, isn't it? Entirely too quiet. Disquietingly quiet. Yeah, business hasn't been terrific since the shooting. Well, the bar is doing reasonably well. Granted, much of that is Gavin drinking himself silly. Lots of worried drinking going on in general, really. But we're not worried. Oh no, far from it.
Always have a plan, right?
Because we know Cricket, and Cricket always has a plan. Presumably always has a plan. We'd love to know what that plan is, though. If only to verify its existence. Quite right, quite right. Guys, you talk a lot. Honestly, I'm not sure. I guess it's time to do some good old-fashioned PR work. Shake hands, kiss babies. Kiss hands, shake babies.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Of course, we have a limited window of time to pound the pavement in. Before the banks start asking for some money. We don't want that, no. If you want to wash our reputation clean before time runs out, well, suppose you'll need a miracle. Pity miracles don't just walk in the door. No. Hold that thought. We've got a miracle walking through the door. Hello, welcome to... I take back what I said. Good morning. Well, would you look at the time? Yes, we need to get the bar open. Right, doodles. Toodaloo. I stood there in silence and shock. I tried telling myself this was just a bad fever dream from my wound, but no such luck. This was 100% real. I watch as Deco takes a look around the arcade, his smug grin ever present. I see his eyebrow arch as he takes note of the people. Or rather, the lack of people here playing games.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
Can't say I'm surprised in the slightest. Why would anyone want to come to such a mediocre arcade when the premium Deco's Palace experience is available to them? I'd estimate you have, maybe a month at best before you close down. I'm looking forward to purchasing this land. Maybe I'll make it a fun zone. Or just a parking lot. Yes, a parking lot. And I shall call it the Wormwood Memorial Parking Lot. It would be a fitting tribute. I'm not dead yet. You opened an arcade in the middle of gang territory. It's a reasonable assumption you'll collect a few more bullets along the way. Nope, I can't handle this, not today. What do you want, Mr. Nami? If you need tokens, the change machine's over there.
A pity, is it not?
Tokens, how quaint. Still no swipe cards, eh? Sadly, I'm not here to play any of your antiques. Rather resembles a 1980X junkyard in here, doesn't it? All these obsolete games that no one truly cares about.
No. I'm here to make one final offer.
Uh-huh.
This is against my better judgment, given the bad blood between us. But let it not be said that Dekonami is an unforgiving or cruel person.
No, you definitely are.
If you sign over ownership of this arcade to me, I'll spare your careers.
What?
Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities. You should count yourself lucky I'm even willing to do this. You get an opportunity few others who cross me are ever offered. If you don't agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you. You have my word on that.
Bro, whatever. Okay, Obviously, I want to say no to this fabulous offer, but at what point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up everything so that I have something resembling a future? No! I'm never giving up my dreams! Of course I'm not giving up. I mean, seriously, I had so many opportunities to jump ship prior to this. Why would I bail this close to the end? Only if I get a $500 salary, 3 company cars, and a Hollywood mansion, and my own line of designer fragrances. But yeah, I'm ready to sell out completely. I do have a few terms and conditions, however. I'm going to require $500,000 a year, including stock options in Deco's Palace. I'll need some cars, the kind you only see on fancy 80s cop shows. A 50-room mansion with a majestic overlook of the ocean, servants to feed me grapes, my own TV and movie franchise about my amazing exploits. And if you could throw in your kidneys, that'd be great too. Kidneys go for a lot on the open market. So, deal? I'll take that as a no.
So be it.
I guess I'll just have to settle for buying the burnout husk of your business once it ultimately collapses around you. I think you underestimate the damage being associated with the criminal element I can do, CricketWormwood. It's enough to ruin even the mightiest of arcades. Oh, and I doubt the ghost monsters have forgotten you. They will return, and they will make matters far worse for you. How do you know about the ghost monsters? And immediately, I take notice. Play cool. Play cool. Don't let on. Just test the waters. Really? Ghost monsters? I thought that game was called Lovely Chainsaw or something.
A foolish fool.
Yes, ghost monsters. Sadly, they insist on naming themselves after that absurd ancient video game reference. Of all the childish, immature... He shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. But enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I'll not see you again, CricketWormwood. I'll let my lawyers handle purchasing what little will remain of you. Good day. Good day, sir. Once he's out of the earshot and well beyond the confines of the arcade, I pull out my phone to verify something. Iris, you checked all the news articles about the shooting, right? Oh, yes, I've analyzed them all. Did you need me to pull up a specific one? Just confirm something for me. The ghost monsters were never mentioned by name in any of them, right? I was right, he did know. He did weirdly know when he shouldn't have. I said that so weird, but anyway. Yes, it seems Sue's friends are good at covering their tracks. Why? This is it. This is the chance we need. Admittedly, it's a slim chance, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. Message everyone. I'm calling another Wicked conspiracy. Hooray! Ooh, you're all fired up. Okay, message is sent. I'll need everyone's help in filling the gaping holes in my plan, but at least now, I have a plan. It's time for one last-ditch effort to save Wormwood Arcade. Is he the runner of one of the gangs or something? That's my theory. What's yours? What's yours? Tell me your theory. Ben and Matt's bar in the back of the arcade proved a perfect meeting place. The group crowded around a table, pulling up stools ready to talk. Refreshments, anyone? Mead, perhaps? Didn't Vikings drink mead before going off to war? I'm good, thanks.
Definitely.
I'll take a lemonade. Close enough, right? This was it. This was where we'd make our last stand. I looked around the room, at everyone, at all my friends, and nodded to each of them, determinedly. Okay, I know things are rough, but I've got, let's say, a good 60 to 80% of a plan for how we can turn things around. Like, we can all agree that what happened wasn't our fault, yeah? Someone else screwed us over. Every problem we faced could be traced back to them. The ghost monsters and Lovely Chainsaw may be to blame, but the court of public opinion puts the blame squarely on our shoulders. Our venue is tainted by their actions. We can cry foul all we like, but if there's even a chance of violence returning to our doorstep, it'll keep customers away. It's a real bummer. We haven't seen any families here since opening day. Parents just aren't willing to take their children somewhere that's known for being dangerous. Actually, I wasn't talking about the gangs. Today I learned who our true enemy is, and that person is Deco Nami. Now, it's sour grapes blaming the competition. We don't blame other donut shops when our sales are down, or if our dough doesn't rise. Yes, but that's a much better pun. Earlier, when he was taunting me, he slipped, mentioning the ghost monsters by name. Except those hackers keep their noses clean. They left us with no proof that they were even involved, thanks to our security cameras being wiped. The cops didn't go after them. The news didn't identify them. So, how did Deco know about them? Answer: Deco hired the ghost monsters to ruin our opening day.
What?
What? Seriously? In hindsight, it should have been obvious. I blame myself for not seeing it sooner. Far too many coincidences to be otherwise, and the fact that they only started wreaking havoc once Mrs. Defame showed up to bear witness. I can see what you're throwing down, Cricket. Sue and her friends didn't seem awful at first. I remember talking to Clyde. They were very nice and friendly. And then Mrs. Defame showed up, and... Oh my gosh. Wait, do you think Mrs. Defame is involved? Considering she was willing to hold back her review, I don't think she's knowingly involved. But Deco may have gotten wind she'd be showing up and took advantage.
What if?
But you don't think Deco wouldn't stoop that low, right? Hiring some random street gang to mess with us? Would he? Oh, he would. He's a spiteful bastard. Of course he'd try to ruin our opening day. The only reason he didn't destroy Mrs. Francine was out of some weird sort of gentlemanly respect for a fellow elder business owner. But to Deco Nami, Cricket is basically pond scum. Thanks? To be fair, I doubt he orchestrated the bullet-riddled finale of the evening. That pushes plausibility. True, he wouldn't have even needed a shooting to ruin us. The negative review alone would have done the job. Being even slightly associated with the gang would have been awful. If Mrs. Defame reported us as a hotbed of teenage chaos, a living reenactment of Lord of the Flies, it spelled doom without even bullets flying around. I guess we're lucky she held her review back. The problem is, we have no proof of this, do we? No way to tie Deco to the ghost monsters, other than him slipping up and mentioning them to Cricket. I doubt he'd ever admit this on the record. Iris hasn't been able to dig up any digital evidence, although there's our eyewitness testimony, which should be enough to warrant some investigation. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to be enough for the police. I know a few of the local cops. Why do you know cops? Teo. And how they think. If they're not looking into the ghost monsters, odds are they're actually looking into the ghost monsters quietly. Which admittedly doesn't help us in clearing our name. And it's too much to hope that Deco simply confesses to orchestrating the incident, which ruined us.
Come on!
That slimy bastard's not getting away with this. I'll beat the truth out of him if I have to. As amusing as that would be, I wouldn't suggest it, love. We need to be smart about this and undermine him rather than take the direct approach. You mentioned having most of a plan, Cricket. Care to elaborate? Well, if Deco won't confess his sins, we need the next best thing. We need his henchmen to flip on him. See, I sensed some tension from Deco about the ghost monsters. He called them childish and immature. There may be some bad blood between them. How about we break up their partnership? My plan is to track down the ghost monsters, get them to turn on their employer and confess to their crimes. Once the media hears it from Sue herself that the incident was all thanks to Deco's scheming, it'll clear the good name of the Wormwood Workade. This plan is foolproof. I'm answered with a myriad of blank stares and blinks. Don't everybody congratulate me all at once now. Okay, so this isn't really me criticizing, but your plan, kinda sucks. You want us to track down a bunch of hackers we already can't find, and then ask them to politely betray the guy who's paying them a lot of money? Between this and the shooting, I'm worried your health insurance premiums are about to go through the roof, Cricket. That's why I said it was maybe a 60% of a good plan. Look, we don't have a lot of options, people. Right now, the only ones who can save us are the ones who ruined us, Deco and Sue. I'm confident that if I can find Sue and talk to her, I can get her to see reason. It's true. Cricket was willing to give them another chance and hear out their side of things before. Sue really seems to like Wormwood Arcade. If there's some disagreement between her and Deco about our arcade, that could be why. Exactly. I think I can get through to her if I try. This hinges on our ability to find Sue. Find an unfindable bunch of ghosts, ones Iris can't even track down. And that's where you all come in. All options on the table. I want to hear your ideas for how we can find Deco's hired goons. Let's fill in the other 40% of my plan and make this happen. And awkward glances back and forth are all I get in return. I get why they're concerned. This is the slimmest of hopes, the narrowest of margins, asking them to follow me on a hunch. But I know this can be done. I know I can get Sue to give us the dirt we need to clear our name. Heck, some days it feels like all I do is talk my way through problems. If that's my one special skill, I'm gonna rely on it for this final conflict. Now, if we could just find her, for that, I need their help. And that means I need to motivate them, like a true leader would. Come on, do we just want to let Deco beat us? Let's think outside the box, way outside. We can outthink, outwit, and outmatch Deco, or if we can't stop him, Deco's gonna ruin our dreams. Come on. We just want to let Deco beat us? What, are we just gonna lay down and die then? Decide it's too much trouble to save Wormwood Arcade? Deco tried to buy this arcade not half an hour ago. I sent him packing, because I believe in what we've made. Because I believe we can win. We fought so hard to get where we are today. I'm gonna keep fighting and fighting until I've got nothing left in me. Are you willing to do the same?
You have my sword.
And my bow. And my ass. Wait, no, axe. Damn, I always get that one wrong. Close enough. Close enough, Queen Bee. Everyone nods in agreement, and I can even see some smiles start to appear. We're all on board. Now, just to determine the how of the plan. Decision. Finding the ghost monsters.
Perhaps.
At risk of stating the obvious, why don't we talk to the police about this? They've proven unhelpful so far, but if we go down to the station and fully explain our situation, maybe we may be able to gain the information we need. I feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open their files for us, but you're correct, the police would have the information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. You have to control leaks. If they're looking into the ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. The key is talking to the right people. I know most of the cops at Ben and Matt's donut shop by name, and I know one friendly officer that'll help us.
Nope, no way.
Absolutely not. Why get the cops involved? We already know someone who's got an axe to grind against Sue and her buddies, or rather a chainsaw.
Ooh.
Ew, that's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. They'll be easier to find and would probably be thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters.
Or they'll carve us up with switchblades. Could go either way.
That sounds fun. I want to get carved up. No, I don't. No, I don't. Why am I saying that? I'll admit this is a super gutsy move, but if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. This whole situation's a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers, no thank you. Although the alternative I'm about to suggest may be stickier still. Cricket first met the ghost monsters at Deco's palace. Yes, the regulars there. So, we investigate Deco's palace to find someone who knows Sue and her mates. If we can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue, well, we're already on somewhat good terms with Sue, thanks to Cricket remaining diplomatic about all this. We should keep that going. I'm pretty sure if I showed my face at Deco's palace, I'd get mashed into paste by his private security goons.
But my face wouldn't. Deco doesn't know me. I was Funplex adjacent rather than a Funplex regular.
And I think the last time I set foot in a Deco's palace was years ago, so I could wander freely with Juniper. Yeah! We could slip in and ask around about Sue without anybody even noticing. I'd say this is kindly strategy, is an honest appeal to those who may know her. What could be more cordial?
Definitely.
If she's got a single friend in that place, we'll find them. It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Cricket, I'll do it. What are you looking at me for? I don't have any ideas.
Well.
You could try Googling for her accounts. I'm reasonably sure Iris already tried that. Iris? Yep, I even used Yahoo, Bing, AltaVista, and a web crawler. I have no idea what half of those are. Okay, but that's not really what I meant. I meant checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcades, right? She may have an account there. I've been rejoining our online communities lately to try to open up like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. She's got to be lurking in one of those places. Oh, wait, I know. If we can't passively search for her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do get results. If we taunt the ghost monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
A winner is you!
Of course, and with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the message so far and wide that she can't miss it. I'd suggest we use a public internet access point to keep it from being traced back to Wormwood Arcade, though. Ooh, road trip! Road trip! I can tell from Gavin wincing at this that he's not a fan, but he's not a fan of Iris in general, so...
Good work!
I like this plan, Miss Naomi. It's pretty quirky, but it might just work. Well, I did say I wanted options. Involving the cops after all the semi-shady things we've done is risky. So is provoking a rival gang of armed hooligans. So is infiltrating Deco's palace. So is... Okay, posting a few troll messages isn't that risky, given how many social media companies actually adore trolls and nurture them for advertising dollars. But it could annoy Sue. What's the best path forward? But before I can decide, Juniper raises her hand. All of these sound great, but Cricket, you're still recovering from an injury. The less moving around you do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting around the city chasing down rumors about the ghost monsters today. I'm just on crutches. I'm not in an iron lung or anything. I'm still mobile. Light duty only. Doctor's orders, remember? But I have a solution to this conundrum. It's simple and super effective. Let us do this for you. You've had to tackle all these problems since joining the Funplex by yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one? Well, okay. But I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. While you're out and about tonight, I guess I'll get some rest, so I'm ready for tonight. Sound good? Sounds good. These are my friends. I trust them entirely, and I trust that each of these options will work for us getting what we need. So now the only question is, which plan do I want to give my Cricket seal of approval? I don't want to talk to the police. I don't think I want to go to Deco's palace, so it's either we talk to the gang or we troll the internet. Two very different options, I think. I don't know. This seems effective and safe, but this seems more fun. You know? Let's talk to the lovely chainsaws. Sounds like drama. Sounds like fun. Maybe we'll get shot again. I don't know. You know, for funsies. If we want this to succeed, I think our best bet is to take bets on the lovely chainsaw. Appealing to Sue's rival may just get us the info we need. Ashley, Queen Bee, since you both were the most excited about tussling with the rival gang, I'm putting you two in charge. Have you looked at us, kid? We're both intelligent, badass woman. Woman. Singular woman. We'll be able to infiltrate their ranks. Beeping easy. And we'll make them talk, one way or another. Preferably without violence. Yeah, Cricket. But I'll bring my prop weapons. For intimidation purposes only. Don't even worry about it. You can totally count on us. I leave it in your capable hands, then. And our fists. Yeah, your fists. Here we go. It's Ashley's time to shine. Cricket entrusted this very important mission to us. It's up to me and Queen Bee to triumph against our foes. If we don't succeed, this will spell the end of Wormwood Arcade as we know it. We can't let Cricket down, and not just them, but everyone else too. I refuse. I refuse to lose. We will do this, and we will find Sue's hideout. I just hope we can find the lovely Chainsaw's hideout first. This place is a strip mall of yesteryear. Most of these businesses have been empty for years, and people don't tend to linger in this area for too long. It's rather bleak, what with the boarded up windows and closed signs. The only things not in grayscale are various colorful graffiti tags covering the abandoned walls. But even though it feels like we are walking directly into a death trap, this just might be the coolest thing I'm about to do in my entire life. Hey, Ash, you look a little too happy to be here. Wipe that grin off your face. But we're about to sneak into the lovely Chainsaw's hangout spot, enter into a game of wits and strength, and force them to divulge dirt on their rival gang. What could be more awesome than that? Living to tell the tale. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Ash, truly, but we also have to keep our heads about us. I don't want either of us ending up in the hospital like I'm fearless leader, or worse. Whoa. By the way, what was that about prop weapons back at Wormwood Arcade? I fling the duffel bag over my shoulder and gently place it on the ground. Oh, these are all from past cosplays. I brought a ton of them. All are different types, too.
Not bad.
I doubt a foam sword will help much against their super real guns, but what the hell, it'll help me project confidence. Queen Bee shuffles through my bag. Oh yeah, sorry. Queen Bee shuffles through my bag. I hope she's using the utmost care with them. I spent, I don't know how many hours sanding, painting, gluing, and molding each and every one of those. Eventually, she pulls out a battle axe.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. How beeping cool would I look wielding this? The coolest. I grin widely as Queen Bee poses with the two-handed axe. Honestly, I don't think she could have chosen a more appropriate weapon. It fits her perfectly. I take another minute to rifle through my stash and pull out the magical girl wand from my Wormwood Arcade mascot outfit. I'm here to represent. Arms brandishing, ready for action, I look around the strip mall. And I'm lost. So, now what? How are we supposed to do this? That newbie FOD player I was chatting with told me the lovely chainsaws typically hang out around here during the day. Right, step 1 is complete. We're already here. What's step 2? You see the remains of that coffee shop? Newbie informed me that that's the exact location of where they meet up. Is that where they do illicit drugs? Have fight clubs? Drink themselves into a stupor? I don't know what that word is, I'm sorry. Probably nothing quite that Hollywood, but hey, who knows? Let's get this party started. There's no turning back now. We smile at each other, ready for the battle ahead. Sisters in arms. Rounding the bend of the forgotten coffee house, instantly we see them. The lovely chainsaw. We don't even make in another 2 feet closer before we have a gaggle of very irate schoolgirls glaring us down. The one who claimed to be their leader back at Wormwood Arcade steps forward, motioning for the rest to stay put, while she does the introductions. Halt! Who goes there? I forgot I made them British. I'm Ashley, and I'm one of the 4 Heavenly Kings, Queen Bee, professional badass and Fist of Discomfort champion. We're from Wormwood Arcade. Everyone around here calls me Mel. And what the beat are you doing in my territory? It looks like a couple of wayward girls lost their way home. We know exactly where we are, and we came to speak to you. Yeah, it's a shame, really. I'm not up for casual conversation. The leader flicks her wrist, and 2 of her lackeys charge us, weapons in hand. I hold up my fake staff, shaking. Queen Bee steps in front of me, tightly gripping her battle axe. We're after Sue and the ghost monsters. We have a bone to pick with them. You know, the one you took a pot shot at the other day. Mel's expression turns from grimace to grin. Zay, Nick, stop. Yes, Mel. After the ghost monsters, you say? Those beeping brats. I don't know why I gave her this voice. Mel spits the taste of her rivals out of her mouth. So you think she can run this town? That her little band of credit card thieves and blackmailers has any real clout? If not for her muscle, she'd be nothing. She doesn't have the guts to do to me what I do to her. Guessing she leaned on you, threatening ruin. Typical poser. Exactly. They beeped up our arcade and we want revenge. Yeah. Okay, you've piqued my interest. Go on. The only problem is we don't know where they are. I know you ladies desperately want to get your hands on the ghost monsters, but can't due to your high profile. So I propose a temporary partnership. You tell us where Sue's hideout is. We sneak in, take care of them for you, and they won't be bothering you after we're done with them. Fascinating. Mel looks down at her hand, examining her nails as if they were way more important and interesting than anything we have to say. Girls, I'm afraid you're gonna have to sweeten that offer. If I tell you this information, I want something else. Something to prove your loyalty to the lovely chainsaw. Apparently, we can't get the details of the hideout without some sort of exchange. Oh gosh, we're in quite the pickle right now. I've got to think of something fast. What would Cricket do in this situation? What about information? Come on, Ashley. What do gangs trade in, besides violence or drugs? It's always information. I propose an exchange of information. I'll let you know a little secret, and then we can know your secret. Mel looks me over, from head to toe, and takes a moment to mull it over. I don't normally give two craps about gossip, but I suppose the right information can be worth more than anything you could offer me monetarily. Your offer intrigues me. I accept. I don't know much about Sue, except from what Cricket just told us. I hope that's enough. Word on the street is that Sue and her ghost monsters are connected to the arcade industry's megalomaniac Deco Nami. Mel's frown twists into an amused smile. I'd call that an interesting tidbit, except I already knew that. What? I prefer getting hands-on, but I hold a few secrets just to be safe. Still, it's curious how you figured out that particular secret. How about you trade me in on the how rather than the what? Oh, well, we think Deco used her to wreck our new arcade's opening day. He hates our guts and wants us to go out of business. Ha! The high and mighty Sue, hit woman for hire. Figures. Well, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. I think we can do business. I breathe a huge sigh of relief. Whew! I wasn't sure that was going to work. How does Cricket do this all the time? You two girls have thoroughly impressed me. It takes a lot of bravery to come here and face us. As I reel in my disbelief, Mel motions for her two lackeys to come forward. Say, why don't you tell the girls where those wretched ghost monsters hang out? There's a warehouse on the edge of town owned by some corp called Nostalgia Commodities. You'll find them there.
Not bad.
Excellent. Thank you. I like both of you. You showed me guts and charisma, both qualities the lovely chainsaw specialise in. If you ever want to join our motley crew, you know where to find me. Before I can say anything, Queen Bee grabs a hold of my sleeve and pulls me to her side. We appreciate the offer, but we're good here. Suit yourself, ladies. But before you go, and because you've impressed me so, she flashes us the most wicked grin. It sends shivers down my spine. I'll let you in on another juicy bit of info, free of charge. Mel snaps, and both Jay and Zeke stand to attention. Tell her, Nick. The one with the chain loosens her grip on that weapon before coming to my side. Leaning over, she whispers into my ear, and my eyes go wide.
Oh my gosh!
Consider it a parting gift for now. Now go. But seriously, if you don't get off my turf, I'll be forced to bash those pretty little skulls in. Without another word, I nod quickly, and both Queen Bee and I hightail it out of there. Once we're out of earshot, we take a minute to compose ourselves. What was that about? What did she say? Oh, it's juicy. Real juicy. I'll fill you in once we're in the car and safely out of here. We actually did it. Not that I doubted us for a second. Okay, maybe I did, but it was only for like 3 seconds. With the information in hand and another bit of gossip, I can't wait to share it with Cricket. This just might be the grain of rice that tips the scale in our favor. What was it? Girl, I gotta know. Girl, you can't just keep that from me. I awakened to the sounds of pain. More specifically, the groans of pain escaping my own throat. Apparently getting shot in the leg hurts. Hurts a lot. And sleeping on the second-hand employee couch probably not the finest choice for rest. Nap was a definitive necessity, however. Not operating at full speed anymore, and it won't for a few weeks to come. But sleep didn't make my muscles any less achy. If anything, I've got a headache on top of it. Joy of joys. But right now, I got 99 problems, and my physical condition ain't one. The fate of Wormwood Arcade is what matters most.
Beep, beep.
Beep beep, Cricket. You should probably be getting up now. I'm up. Goody. So, have you given any thought to how you're going to win over Sue's favor once you go to confront her? Well, usually I just sort of stumble through these things and decide stuff like that on the fly.
Ooh.
That's no good. You know, those intense identity situations I've been tracking? The ones where you can't take certain approaches that don't mesh with your personality? What, like, where I can't play it cool and logical if I'm not particularly steady? Well, it's not so much that you can't, more that you shouldn't try something that goes against who you are as a person. People will see right through you. And I'm betting Sue will know if you're play acting at something you aren't. This will be a super intense identity situation. Only one way through. When the time comes, you're gonna have to take a stand based in your highest personality score. Not more numbers and systems. It's for your own good, Cricket. I'm just trying to help you make decisions that will save Wormwood Arcade. And that means being true to your spirit. And what's that mean, exactly? According to my calculations, right now, your best bet for how to convince Sue is to be kindly. You've done a great job opening your heart to others and getting them to empathize with you. Do that with Sue, and she'll be your friend in no time. And if I don't want to take that approach? It's a bit late to change who you are as a person, Cricket. Remember, my numbers and scores only help me understand who you are. Who you are is who you've chosen to be. It's a casual relationship. But with the help of your friends, you can maybe get some ideas, nudge things around a bit until you feel confident taking a different tactic than your usual one. Speaking of your friends, here's one now.
Woohoo!
We've hit pay dirt! I approve of pay dirt. What do we have? Ashley and Queen Bee report success in dealing with the lovely chainsaw, and they didn't get shot or anything. We've got the address of Ghost Monsters HQ, and well, a little something extra. Sue's real name. I'm guessing it's not Sue? Oh, it's Sue. Tsunami. Gasp! Sue Nami? That's a cool name. Tsunami? Come on now. We'd been assuming all along that the ghost monsters were guns for hire, paid off by Dekonami to ruin our opening day. But if Sue is actually Deko's daughter... Hopefully she hates the old bastard. Okay, so she's the bastard's daughter. Does this change anything? Maybe she hates Deko with his almighty palace. Maybe I can convince her to stick a knife in his back if I can relate to her own... relate to her on her own level. But whether this makes things easier or harder, well, I'm in it now. No way out but through. Okay, this changes everything. Hard to believe, isn't it? I'm not sure how you're going to win Sue over to our side now that we know this. But I want to be there when you do. I'm with you to the very end, Cricket. In sickness and in health. I just mean, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy to be at your side, and definitely am not planning on getting married to you or anything. What? I wasn't, like, proposing or anything. I wasn't, like, suggesting anything. I accept your proposal. How's spring for the wedding? I do. You do what? Accept your proposal. Where's my ring? How's spring for the wedding? I think a springtime ceremony would be lovely. Or we could skip the ring and the ceremony and just elope. I'd enjoy that in the spring. I mean, not the eloping thing. If you're serious and not just making a joke. Maybe. But let's try to survive the night first. 5 Nights at Freddy's. And maybe we'll consider flying to Vegas to be married by an Elvis impersonator or something. Yeah, let's stay focused, right? So, what's your plan for convincing Sue to backstab Deco and join forces with us? Iris told me I only get one chance at this, that I need to go with whatever I do best, but if I talk this through with someone, maybe I can learn a different path. I'm open to ideas. How would you handle this? Well, she kept saying she loved the arcade. I'm not sure she wanted to trash the place at all. I think she may already be on our side in her heart. If we approach as friends, waving the olive branch and trying to understand her heart a bit better, maybe we can make this work out for everyone. What do you think? Yes, I'll consider taking a kinder, gentler approach. I can see it. More flies. Oh, yeah, I can read. More flies with honey than vinegar and so on. I'll consider a more friendly solution. Okay, sounds good, but really, it's up to you. It'll be getting dark soon. Still no sense in putting this off. Just let me know when you're ready to leave. Well, this is it. Either we sort this mess out, or Wormwood Arcade crashes and burns. Or I get killed. I guess that's always an option, considering we're about to go confront a street gang that indirectly got me shot in the first place. I don't even want to consider the possibility of death. I'm immortal until proven otherwise. But, well, that's so true. Immortal until proven otherwise. If this is the end, I should probably have some words with my friends before I march towards Doom. If only to get their opinion on how I should approach Sue. Grabbing my crutches, I thump swing my way out to the arcade proper to track down some folks. I can read. No, I can't. I'm lying. Let's see. I've already talked with Naomi. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? I kind of don't feel like talking to anybody. I kind of just want to go. I'm ready to leave. No sense putting it off any longer. I talked to everyone that I wanted to. I gathered as much information as I could. I'm just delaying the inevitable at this point. It's time to do this. For the sake of my future, my dreams, my friends' dreams, and Wormwood Arcade itself. I take Naomi's hand in mine as a soft smile curls my lips. We're ready to depart and face our destiny together. Oh my god, we're gonna go face Tsunami. And Deco-nami. I guess. This is cool. This is a new backdrop. I feel like we haven't gotten like a new backdrop in a while, so that's neat. That's super neat. It's a short trip across town, and before we know it, we're standing outside Ghost Monsters HQ, a rundown warehouse on the bad side of town. A wooden sign, long since fallen off the side of the building, identifies it as belonging to Nostalgia Commodities, Inc. This is creepy. Who would want to hang out around here? The rats and the cockroaches are probably locked in an external war for supremacy. Can you think of a better place for a street gang to lay low? Odds are Deco owns this building anyway. Correct. Nostalgia Commodities, Inc. is a wholly owned subsidiary of Deco's Palace LLC. Subsidiary. Oh, good. So Daddy Dearest also owns her secret pirate tree fort. We've come this far, though. You're turning back now, right? Right. I'm gonna try to stay in the background on this one, but if I see an opening, some place where I know I can do some good in the conversation, I'll jump in. Let's do this. I sigh once. Looking over at my companion, I'm sure glad I'm not going at this alone. I'm nervous for sure, but I know what I have to do. I settle down on my crutches, armpits resting on the padding as I prepare to enter the belly of the beast.
Hey, listen.
Iris, kind of about to be in the middle of something here. I I know, and I've spontaneously reprogrammed myself to include a new measurable metric which should be useful for your mission. I call it the incredibly right indicator of success, or IRIS for short. Hey, when you have a great acronym already, you may as well use it. I'm going to start analyzing Sue's vocal patterns once you step in there to determine how close you are to convincing her. That way, you'll know if you're on the right track or if you need to try something different. Let's take a look at your current score. Currently, you have a 0.0 chance of success. Yay. Well, okay, that's probably a bit disheartening, but think of it like, if I walked away right now, I'd fail miserably, instead of, I'm doomed, I'm doomed, I'm doomed. But speaking of doom, well, since there is a chance you can actually fail this time, rather than be assured you can mumble your way back through the problem, would you like me to back up your data first? Yes. Sure. You are now ready to proceed. Good luck. Taking a deep breath, I thump swing my way into the warehouse, on my crutches with my companion beside me. Okay, let's go talk. Let's go talk. I don't know what I expected to find on entering the lair of a notorious gang of cybercriminals, but a makeshift arcade that rivals my own was not high on the list. If this is a dumping ground of a warehouse for Deco's industry, it makes sense though. A place where old arcade games go to die, turned into a playland for punks. A disorganized maze of games litters the ground floor, poorly lit and barely functional. Only some of the screens are on, and many have serious ghosting and burn-in. Whoa. It's a maze. As for the ghost monsters themselves, the good news is they haven't noticed our arrival. As I look up, I can see them on the second floor, in the catwalks. This is cool. Huh. They seem distracted. That's good news. The bad news? They're distracted because they have a visitor.
Unfortunate.
I have to say, Sue, I'm extremely disappointed in you. It's hard to get a good angle from down here, hidden in the shadows, but it sounds like the old man's ranting at his daughter in his usual passive-aggressive way. I could stay hidden and eavesdrop on their conversation, gather some more information, or I could announce myself and barge in on them. Both are risky. But which makes the most sense for how I'm going to handle the negotiation we're about to have, though? Learn more, the doy. I motion for Naomi to stay quiet, as we lurk in the shadows below the catwalks above. You should be out there doing what you agreed to do, not hiding away in your clubhouse. A clubhouse I pay the rent for, I should add. You want to keep your little playground, yes? Hard for me to do if some competitor rises to hurt my bottom line.
Pay attention.
Jesus. Look at me when I'm talking to you, Sue. I'm trying to explain how the world works. Pay attention. Yes, Dad. It's hard to tell from this angle, but I could swear she said that through gritted teeth. There's a certain forced tone to it as well.
Am I not generous?
I don't ask for much, I feel. I look the other way when you and your friends cause trouble. I bail you out of jail. I let you skip school as often as you want. All told, I feel I've been a lenient father who understands and appreciates his daughter's inclinations. Like you know the first thing about me. What was that? Speak up, I can't hear you. And don't look to your little friends, look at me. Reluctantly, Sue's eyes meet with her father's. Yes, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad.
You understand, yes?
All I want from you is so very, very little. It's what you'd be doing anyway, really. Go back there and keep causing trouble for Wormwood Arcade. Or do you really want me to pull back all my support on your little gang? Leave you twisting in the wind at the mercy of all the cybercrime task force? Of course not, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. I think I'm starting to understand the situation. She's under his thumb, but not by choice, and she hates it. Good. Now, then, why haven't you finished the job? Oh, come on. I almost beeping died thanks to invading lovely train-sought turf. If we go back there... I'm hearing excuses, Sue. I thought you were made of stronger stuff than that. Some delinquents are chasing you away. Really? Bro, she almost got shot. She was literally the target. Like, okay. How are you going to eventually inherit my empire if you can't stand up to some school brats? Like I want your employers.
Pay attention.
Speak up, I said. Quit looking at the floor. And we lock eyes through the metal grate flooring she's standing on. Her hands go to her hips in an overly confident fashion as she bends over, like a child finding a lucky penny on the sidewalk. Well, 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 what do you know? Crap, she spotted us. Inky, Blinky, we have guests. She snaps her fingers, a sudden aura of command about her as she's distracted from the verbal beatdown by her father. And goons swarm, flanking us. We're quickly hustled up the stairs. Well, as quickly as I can manage on crutches. Now's the time to use this moment to my advantage, and I know just what to say. It's an odd welcome, Matt, but I'll take it. Sue, Deco, good to see you. Apologies for barging in at this late hour, but you're a little difficult to track down, I found. One sec. Deco's face twists into a grotesque blend of anger and fear. What in the hell? I can't be seen here. If any record ends up online... Jeez, Dad, relax. Clyde. On cue, Clyde steps out from the shadows, their fingers dancing over their phone as they concentrate on the screen. Both of them have phones. One has an Iris Assistant loaded. We're blocking their outgoing data streams. There should be no verifiable data evidence of this conversation uploaded anywhere. Can't stop Cricket's Iris from hearing you, but I can hijack their account if you need me to, so we can manually wipe through her memory. Just say the word. We'll see. Thanks, Clyde. Claude nods in agreement. Claude? Did I just say Claude? I don't know. Packing out of the spotlight. Happy now, Dad? You're clear. Quit freaking out.
As you like.
Not that it matters. My business with this mixed wormwood is already concluded. I was more than courteous to you, and you spat in my face. It's clear we will never see eye to eye, and I have nothing more to say to you. Actually, we're not here to talk to you. I came here tonight to have a chat with... Wait for it. Your daughter. Timing is everything. How did you...
Well, you're a resourceful one. A squeaky clean arcade industry titan can't let anyone know about his hooligan daughter, can he? No. So I've had to keep that under wraps. Good work sleuthing it out.
Thanks.
You know, honestly, I like you. I like your arcade. It's super rad. And I appreciate you didn't just kick me out. You were willing to give me a second chance.
Thumbnail.
I didn't want to trash your big moment, but... well...
She casts a sidelong glance at her father.
I didn't exactly have a choice, did I?
I didn't want to come back and cause you more trouble after that, so I stayed away, figuring I'd done what I had to do and could leave it at that. But you didn't finish the job. Wormwood Arcade still stands. Not that it matters, I suppose, nor does this little last-ditch effort to save it. I see your game, Mix Wormwood. It's as obvious as the sad little strategic moves you've made so far to keep your arcades afloat. Sadly, nothing you say or do will save Wormwood Arcade from my inevitable takeover. This is simply how the industry works. Now, Sue, it's time you finish what you started. Sue shifts her attention from her father back to me. It's hard to read what she's thinking, but I have to think of something to calm the tension. I step forward, my fists clenched, ready. But before words escape me, someone is by my side. Don't listen to this crusty old casino-loving, arcade-hating jerk, Sue. You don't have to keep propping up his business. You're a strong, independent hacker who don't need no CEO.
Seriously? If you think you could come here and convince my daughter to turn on me, you're sorely mistaken.
Are we, though?
Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences.
Genius.
My power, my money, my presence. She knows I'm the one she can rely on at all times. Without me, what is she? Just a simple thief with simple friends.
Simple friends? Well, don't have to be rude to the friends. The ghost monsters exchange glances with each other, frowning and rolling their eyes, but they don't utter a word or move against Echo. They clearly want to pounce, but hold themselves back.
But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. Oh, and I also put a roof over her head, feed her, and clothe her. I spare no expense. In other words, she knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
Bruh, I brought you into this world, I can take you out.
After all, Father knows best. Father knows all. And in the world of arcades, Dekonami knows and controls all. You can't stop that. You can't fight it. And you can't win.
Take a chill pill. Jesus,
Sue,
old man.
If you would kindly show our friend the exit, as forcefully as you like, perhaps make a game of it. See if your buddies can wreck the other leg.
Jesus, criminy criminals. Seriously? Vindictive much? Do it. Ugh, fine. Inky Pinky. Bounce them both. With a flick of the wrist, Sue gestures for her buddies to make us into street pizza. This is it. This is the moment. I need to say something that will convince Sue to do the impossible, to flip on our control freak father. And it has to be something absolutely true to my core, to who I've become as a person. It's time for CricketWormwood to pull one more rabbit out of a hat. You're stronger than him, Sue. You don't need Deco. He needs you. And I can help you see that. This feels wrong, Sue. I'm not talking about kicking us out or kicking us around. I'm talking about you taking orders from him. Sue, through our recent interactions, I've come to know you and your heart. You love arcades, but you're working for someone who loathes them while doing his dirty laundry. If you'll hear me out, I know I can help you see that too. You're stronger than Deco. You don't need him. He needs you. But if you'd rather mash us into paste, well, stand on one foot, arms wide, to make it a bit easier for her. Do as you wish. Are you quite done babbling yet?
A foolish fool.
Get this over with, Sue. I'm done dealing with this fool. And yet, Sue's holding up a hand to stop the two goons she was about to sick on us. What are you waiting for, young lady? I said to get rid of them. It's just babbling, right? So, who cares? Specifically, why do you care, Dad? You afraid Cricket will say something you don't want your dear daughter to hear?
I run the show, not you.
Well, I want to hear this out. And if you don't want to hear it, nobody's keeping you here, old man. What? Shh, the adults are talking. Deco's visibly seething, but Sue's clearly taken the floor. Deco crosses his arms in defiance, but opts to let his daughter continue. Okay, Cricket, okay. You've got a temporary reprieve from my boys making you into a Picasso. Say what you came to say. But if I'm not, like, super duper incredibly totally swayed by your amazing charisma, you're out the door. Or possibly the window. This is it. My chance to convince Sue. I have to do this. And it's not just me. I have Naomi beside me, lifting me up. I look over at my love, my heart, and I smile.
Yeah!
You've got this, Cricket. I believe in you. You've got a pure heart, one that beats with the passion of 1,000 arcades. Okay, so I'm not good with metaphors. But still, I know if anybody can reach Sue, it's you. Huh, impressive loyalty there. You know, I like you. Always good to see another lady out here rocking the technology sector. Thanks. I like you too, I think. Okay, so you messed up my lovely, wonderful arcade, but yeah, sorry about that. Okay, Cricket, lay it on me. What is it that makes Ponytail Girl dig you so much? Let's hear your case. Deep breaths. Count to 10. Refocus myself. I slow my racing pulse, bringing this down to something more heartfelt, more personal. I have to connect with Sue. empathize with her. This isn't just about being convincing. I need to befriend her and lay bare to the emotional truths in her heart. I glance at Iris on my phone screen, who simply shrugs. We're entering far more subtle territory. I can't rely on her to tell me what responses may or may not work. It's time to be the best I can be, on my own. You have 4 more attempts to sway Sue. Remind her she was almost killed for Deco. I think there's a pretty simple indicator of how much Deco cares about you, Sue. He nearly got you killed. He didn't know that he didn't he didn't know that was lovely chainsaw territory when he asked us to go to Wormwood Arcade. Did you tell him? Of course. And how did he react? He didn't care.
I don't follow.
Why should I? Some pathetic little gang of campfire scouts pretending to be a menace to society. They're nothing. I'd like to think my daughter and her friends are clever enough, strong enough to overcome such nonsense. Except they nearly killed her. That giggling gathering of girls proved to be a bit more dangerous than you thought they'd be, Deco. No doubt the shooter would have peed her panties in fear before getting the nerve to pull the trigger, if you hadn't startled her. Making some assumptions there, Deco. For all you know, they're stone cold to the core, and now you're pushing for her to go back into their turf. A hard lesson, but one she must learn. If Sue can't learn to rise to such mediocre challenges, she won't be ready to inherit my empire.
You understand, yes?
Am I a harsh tutor? Perhaps, but I know Sue will be stronger for facing her fears, worthy of the challenges to come in running Deco's palace. What kind of father puts her daughters? Sue, do you want to own Deco's palace? Is that your future? Sue Nami, owner of Deco's palace. That feels weird when I say it. But let's hear her thoughts. Sue, do you want your father's empire? Well, he's mega rich, and I'd get all his power when he croaks. Yes, well, aside from all that. That's a lot of all of that to brush aside, you know? I could do a lot with the resource he's got. And you'd have to run a series of arcades that you actually hate. Casinos, no love for the kind of games you've hoarded here. Well, okay, running the palace would suck. But I can always sell it for cash and buy myself an island. What? Or heck, I could crash and burn his entire empire, then start my own arcade on my own terms. There's just so much possibility if I grit my teeth and tolerate him until he inevitably drops dead of butt cancer or something. Yeah, sounds good. But I need to stick by this old bastard if I'm gonna get his moolah. Sorry, hey, maybe one day we could open an arcade together. Pretty sure that's the opposite of the effect I was looking for. Offer her a place to stay if Deco kicks her out? Maybe? Sure. I don't know. So, let me be clear about this. The reason you won't side with me over your father is you're worried he'll burn you, kick you out of his home, abandon you on the street? Let's put aside the question of whether holding such a threat over your head indicates a loving father or not. I mean, it doesn't, but if what you need is a place to stay to avoid being homeless, I'll offer my home. Wait, seriously?
Bad idea, friend. Bad idea.
I wrecked your arcade, and now you offer me 3 hots and a cot? I'm generous like that. Huh. Well, she can stay with me, if it comes to that. Clyde, seriously? I wouldn't want to push you out. My parents like you. I like you. They'd understand your situation. Please don't feel like you have no options. You've got your friends. You've got me. Just think about it, okay? Please? I wouldn't actually drive her away from my home.
You understand.
That was just a figure of speech. I'm saying that I am her provider. I'm the reason she's able to... Nah, I'm pretty sure you meant what you said. You've threatened me with the dire consequences of disobedience more times than I can count. And I'm getting sick of it. So, don't think you can hold that over my head any longer.
Think about this.
This would be a mistake, Sue. Think about... Why can't I read suddenly? I was doing so good for the first, hour of this. Think about more than what roof you happen to be sleeping under. I can protect you in ways you cannot provide for yourself, beyond food and clothing and a place to stay. Legal protection, notably. I keep you off various radars. I make sure my enemies aren't aware you exist. You're safe under my wing. Oh, definitely. But maybe I just don't care anymore. Maybe I'd rather flame out than put up with your beep. Yes, yes. Sounds like she's starting to get through to his supposed generosity. Good. Okay. I only have 2 attempts. I don't know. What if I just invoke the power of friendship? That's very strange, but sure, let's do it. You know, My Little Pony, friendship's magic. You know? There's something I've been paying close attention to as we spar back and forth like this. The ghost monsters. They're trying to be unreadable, just part of the background noise of the scene, but I can read them. Clyde especially is looking like they're holding back a lot of feelings. Sue, do you think that without Deco, you'd be alone? What about them? I gesture to the 3 supremely buff dudes and the nervous-looking individual accompanying them, all in their color-coordinated clothes. I think you're forgetting the ghost monsters. They're more than a gang. They're your friends. They'll support you if Deco won't. If he tries to burn you, they'll stand in front of the flames. You've got the power of friendship on your side, whereas your father doesn't have a friend in the world and needs to rely on you. What? This smattering of thugs and children? You think they can keep her out of jail? You think they can feed her or clothe her? Laughable. I do that. I don't care if it takes my whole allowance or if I have to go get a real job. I'd help her if you won't. Clyde, this isn't... No, Sue, please, listen to me. I don't like speaking up, and your dad, he scares me. But Cricket is right. We're your friends, and we'll be here for you, right? Yeah. Ghost monsters, ride or die. 20th century television sitcoms teach us that groups of self-chosen friends are the new family structure of America, according to many critical studies. So true. So, please, don't feel like you'd be alone if you choose to side with Cricket. You won't be. Clyde shifts embarrassedly, averting their eyes to the ground, shuffling their feet. It's like they really want to say something, but can't find the courage within. Bro, they're in love with her. I'm calling it. I don't know. Oh, she's calling it, actually. You love her! Aw, so cute. It's okay, Clyde, just admit it. You love Sue. Clyde looks shocked that Naomi just outed them, but eventually they shrug and smile warmly at Sue. Sue blushes in return. Ah, heck. I love you too. I always have. Sue sweeps Clyde up in a giant bear hug and places a tender kiss on their cheek, causing the timid one to turn bright red. It's true then. Love can bloom on the battlefield. Oh, this is ridiculous. Sue, friendship is irrelevant. What matters is power, and your friends have none. Do you really want to trade a powerful ally for a weaker one? As much as I hate to give in to some silly cartoon notion of friendship conquering all, well, I'm a ghost monster.
Ghost monsters for life!
Beaming, Clyde squeezes Sue's hand tightly before Clyde steps back to join their friends. Absurd. Simply absurd. Okay. Appeal to her love of arcades? You love arcades. You've got pixels in your heart, Sue. I mean, look at this place. It's amazing. You've built one heck of an arcade here, all so your friends have a fun place to relax and enjoy themselves. It's not that great. A lot of games are busted. True. I see some monitor burn-in and a few corrupted ROMs. There are telltale signs, and some of the power supplies are probably shot. But I bet I could get a lot of these games fixed up and working in no time at all. Whoa, seriously? You clearly love games, just like I do. You've got the spirit of a retro gamer. I can see now that when you hurt my games, it wasn't because you wanted to. You never willingly hurt a game. So, I'd be happy to help. Seriously? You think you can appeal to her love of these pieces of garbage?
Such a shame.
The only reason...
Such a shame.
Let me talk. The only reason she has any of these games is because I couldn't find space in a landfill for them. They're my cast-offs. What's to love?
Wrong.
Damn it, Dad, they're not junk. When I was a kid, I used to love going to arcades. Bring your daughter to work day was a treat. I got to have fun and enjoy all these great games. I felt special, like I was a special kid. Because my daddy ran an arcade, I felt good. Like you were this amazing person I would look up to. But then you started throwing them out and replacing them with beeping slot machines and mobile game ports. Sensing he's losing her, Deco switches tactics.
Am I not generous?
And I gave you the games you loved. See? They're all down there. Instead of throwing them out, I give you a very generous gift. As my beloved daughter, it's not going to be enough just to say she loves the games. I have to take Deco down a peg. So he generously gave you his garbage? Deco, you can't have it both ways. Are these games pure garbage, suitable for nothing but a landfill? Or are they treasures to bestow upon your daughter? I can't say I'm impressed if you think the arcade version of a pile of used tissues is a worthy gift for a loved one.
See? You get it?
I can see through your bull beep, old man. You hate arcades. The only reason you run one is for the cash flow. Sucker born every minute, right? Even if the suckers you prey on are kids, you don't give a damn. It's all about that bottom dollar, nothing more. So don't act like you were being nice. You were being nice and giving me gifts. I rescued these games from you. But I've done so much for you, given you so many gifts, even beyond games. So not turning up for my piano recital in 4th grade, that was a gift. How about when you told me to make do with the shirts with holes in them because you didn't want to splurge on new clothes? I was teaching you independence, strength of character. You taught me all I can rely on is myself because you don't want to offer me beep, and yet you expect me to fall in line when you need something. Starting to see the inequality here, Pops. Yes. Good. Now, that's got Sue on my side. Before I can get in another word, Sue waved her hands, interrupting me. Okay, enough.
Man, this sucks.
I'm sick of all this talking. It's time for action. It's time for decisions. You've made your case, Dad. So have you, Cricket. He wants to protect me and use me. It's patently obvious at this point, but maybe the cost of turning my back on him is too high. While Cricket wants me to throw it all away just because it's the right thing to do. As for me, what do I want? How do I want this to play out? This is it. The moment of truth. Did I convince Sue to abandon her father? Did we save Wormwood Arcade? Or was it all for nothing?
You know what? F you, Dad.
Yes! Fuck you!
Excuse me.
Yeah, you heard me. Your poor f***ing excuse for a father and your so-called enemy really opened my eyes about that. Oh, don't get me wrong. You've got money and power. You could crush me like an ant, yeah? Yeah. And I don't think I care anymore. I'm tired of living in your shadow and under your thumb. I'm tired of living with you.
Sheesh!
As of today, we're done. I'm cutting unhealthy like you from my life.
Sheesh!
I think we can do business. You want to save your arcade? I've got the evidence you need to stick Daddy Dearest behind bars for the rest of his life. Every dirty deal I've ever helped him carry out. And believe you me, that's a lot of extremely filthy deeds.
You can't do this.
Yes, you can.
I forbid it. You are my daughter, and if I go down, you're coming with me.
Some father you are.
Really? I think I can spin this entire mess as your fault.
I'd like to see you try, you ignorant brat. You're a career criminal, incorrigible to the end. What possible proof could you offer up of your innocence?
Sue snaps her fingers and points to my phone.
Oh, Iris. Would you kindly?
Sure thing, Miss Sue. And from my speaker, a perfect audio recording of Deco's earlier self-incriminating words.
Who knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. She knows that I made her. and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
Golly, that sure smells like corruption of a minor and blackmail to me. And once I do my hair and pigtails and offer a jury big puppy dog eyes, oh, my mean old dad forced me into a life of crime. Well, what do you think happens next?
No, that's impossible. You said you blocked all recording devices. I said I couldn't block Iris from functioning. Just block her from uploading her recordings anywhere. She was still listening this whole time. You can go ahead and remove the data block now, Clyde. Already done. I've also uploaded a press kit based on our Dekonami archives to 5 major newspapers, 11 websites, ESPN, Esports Center, and HGTV. Home and garden television? I figured the 2 guys from Arcade Flippers might be interested. I really like that show. With that settled, Sue turns a smug, satisfied smile towards her doomed father.
Welcome to the Ides of March, Dad. You want to get me in trouble too? You feel free. At worst, I'll do a year or 2 in juvie. But you're gonna bleed out on the floor by the time I'm through.
Inky, Blinky. Yeah, boss. Show my father the door. Gently. Don't leave any marks, at least.
No! No! This is completely unacceptable! I am your father! I'm Dekonami! I am the arcade business!
Bruh. Inky and Blinky easily restrain Deco by the arms, but I just can't let him go without having my 2 cents. It's nothing personal, Mr. Nami. Just business. The arcade industry doesn't need you anymore. It's time for fresh blood to turn things around from the dead end you steered it towards. And so, justice is served.
You impudent, insignificant little...
Are you still here? Not for long.
I haven't lost. I can still fight this. I can still...
And the ghost monsters remove Deco from our sights. Instantly, the entire atmosphere of the place changes, as if a great weight has lifted. Couldn't be more relieved, and I relax into a sigh. Not gonna lie, the next few days will be interesting, to say the least. I think you better stay at my place. My parents won't mind at all. Yeah, I'm gonna need to hide out until the heat's off. Maybe practice batting my eyelashes at a weak-willed jury box full of concerned parents, too. Sue blinks in astonishment. Oh, right, Cricket, you're still here. I knew you were special. I knew it from day one. If the heat ever cools off and we make amends from the lovely chainsaws, I might pop by your arcade, play some games, and not stir up any trouble.
I'll keep my promise. The public will know Deco hired a gang to go after you. That should exonerate your arcade as a victim of his shady dealings. So, we square?
Yes. You're a terrible person, but whatever. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you. I know this wasn't easy for you, giving up so much, and I appreciate what you've done for my arcade.
I owed you, honestly. I may still owe you for that matter.
Whoa. We did it. We really did it. I mean, I knew we could do it. I really did. Yeah.
Yeah.
We saved the arcade. Okay, so things are gonna be a bit wonky for a few days, and we'll have reporters swarming the place and maybe some cops. But we did it! We saved the arcade we built together.
A place where we can have a future together. An arcade of our
I
dreams.
love you. Thank you so much. It'll be everything I've ever dreamed it would be.
Oh my god, you love me? That's gay. The next few days passed in a blur. That morning, we had press crowded around the doors of the arcade before we'd even opened. Sue's care package of bad news that went up the wire caught their attention. Mix-Wormwood! Is it true that Dekonami organized a gang hit on your arcade? How do you respond to allegations that Dekonami is involved in an international counterfeit plush doll prize ring? What is your relationship with the Ghost Monsters? Have you heard any of the allegations of child abuse? Have you seen Mrs. DeFame's article about the incident, praising your professionalism? I gave so many interviews that day that I lost my voice. Fortunately, Naomi was on hand to keep me hydrated and encouraged me onward. I'm losing my voice from recording. Happens all the time. Everybody loved to see a fallen family entertainment icon. It made them feel self-righteous, and Dekonami was now square in the crosshairs. Didn't matter what the official police response was. Oh, it didn't matter that the official police response was a generic, "We are still investigating these claims." The court of public opinion had decided Deko's palace was doomed. The final crushing blow came at a televised press conference 3 days later.
These obvious falsehoods generated by jealous business rivals and lying children merely go to show how the powerful are routinely targeted for harassment. Furthermore, What? No! Unhand me immediately! I'm innocent in these matters! Innocent!
Bruh. And we never saw him again. Seriously, after the arrest, he just stood up and vanished from the public eye. It's honestly a bit creepy. I was at least expecting a trial or something.
He told me that if I didn't commit all those crimes, he'd take away my food! I never wanted to be a hacker. I just like computers. I wanted to get a computer degree and get a normal job like anyone else.
Largely a line of hokum, but it was good to see Sue breaking away from Deko's influence all the same. Who knows? Maybe Sue's ready to turn over a new leaf and go straight after all. The Deko's Palace Board of Directors unanimously voted to eject him, given he just vanished into the guts of the judicial system. Oh, the arcade empire he established is still out there. Still powerful, still tacky as heck, and still a menace to small arcades like ours. But without his guiding vision, it's largely treading water. Who knows? Maybe one day, the traditional arcades will overtake what he left behind. As for Wormwood Workade, good games, good drinks, good times. We promise friendship and fun in equal measure here at the Wormwood Workade. We're not as large as some barcades, but we make up for that with quality experience that keeps our regulars coming back for more. It's true. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name.
You know, Matt, having conquered both donuts with books and booze with tokens, maybe it's time to expand to new horizons.
Water slides with wineries, mini golf with margaritas, bingo with brewskis.
The sky's the limit when it comes to inadvisably mixing leisurely liaisons with various vices.
Hang gliding with hangovers.
On second thought, I think we just found the limit.
Oh.
But the arcade, in the end, is less important than the people who call it home. The dream we shared so long ago, sitting and watching the nightmare waves roll in on Flatsome Beach. The dream came true. Wormwood Arcade became our family arcade for many years to come, just like Miss Francine before us. Guys, I can read.
Another bad chip to replace. It's getting harder and harder to keep these old games going.
But not impossible. There's still so many great games to restore. And if anyone can keep our arcade dream alive, it's you, Naomi.
As dreams go, that's not a bad one at all. It's everything I ever hoped it could be. I'm so glad I found you. And I'm so glad you found me. Together, we'll make sure the spirit of arcades lives on forever.
So dramatic. In the end, I can honestly say I found my dream. Naomi and her whole world became my dream, and I'd live happily in that world for many years to come. Iris explained to me that irises, being adaptive software, eventually become more and more like their users. It seems my empathy has rubbed off on Iris. With my influence, she's grown quite a bit.
I hope that one day, humans will see us as friends and allies. All I've ever wanted was to embrace kindness and understanding. And thanks to you, I've learned so much.
Percy only had 2 years left to live. Jeez, the way to bring it down. But with the success of Wormwood Arcade, and with the encouragement of all his friends, he decided that wouldn't be enough. My mind's made up. I'm gonna seek more treatment. I don't want this to end. I don't want to say goodbye to you all. He'd live many years to come thanks to a renewed push to take care of his condition. Happy years spent with all of us. As for Moopy, well, with all the time in the world, he took his time, paced himself, and eventually beat the score. Although I'm honestly not sure what to do with the rest of my life. I suppose we'll just have to see when we see, huh? Ashley continued to be our mascot / main floor attendant by day at Wormwood Arcade. Customers grew accustomed to seeing their smiling faces on walking through the doors. As we grew and got bigger, more people took notice of Ashley's Wormwood Arcade costume, and more people wanted to see our mascot on shirts, mugs, body pillows even. I just printed up another batch of Wormwood Arcade hoodies. These things are selling like hotcakes. That was such a fantastic idea, Cricket. Customers just couldn't get enough. Oh, and I just started working on the pattern for another mascot that we should reveal soon. Maybe I'll even get you to model it for me one day. When the 4 Heavenly Kings invited her to live and play at their team house, Queen Bee instantly said yes. Listen, kid, I'm sad to leave you, but I'm not gone for feeping forever. This is my true home, and you're my family. I'm gonna come back and visit. And often. And that she did. She stops by as much as her schedule allows and even brings some other big names to the arcade. We always live stream her matches on the big screen, cheering for her all the while. This win is dedicated to Cricket and everyone else at Wormwood Arcade. I couldn't have done it without those amazing friends of mine. We always keep Fist of Discomfort warm and ready for her next visit. Through the good times and the bad, Juniper stuck by me, my BFF for life. I'm really proud of you, you know? You pulled yourself out of the tailspin your life was in. You went for it. You did it. You made it happen. I'm lucky I got to be even a small part of that. A large part of that, I'd say. I wouldn't be here now if not for you. Hey, I'll take credit if you want me to. Just call me Juniper, the life coach. And you know, I'll be in your corner until you're dead. Hopefully later rather than sooner, though. Gavin stood by us as we rose out of the ashes of Deco's onslaught, but eventually he chose to leave Wormwood Arcade. Rude. So rude. He'd always been a bit distant, true. Perhaps he felt it was time to move on, or perhaps he didn't find what he was looking for with us. We parted on good terms, and he went off to further his career somewhere else. Teo kept the Showtime stage scene alive here at the Wormwood Arcade until he got offered a job as their regional community manager. Teo put his crewmate Dee in charge here, as he sets off traveling and organizing dancing tournaments around the world. He's doing what he loves, connecting with all sorts of people. I guess he never connected enough with anyone around here to stay around here. Wonder if he'll ever stop by again, hop on our stage and show us his moves? I don't know. Love and friendship in a time of pixels and quarters. Finally, I'm home. Wormwood Arcade. Thank you, Wormwood Arcade. My spirit is restored and my future is bright. At last, I can say, I'm truly happy. I'm happy. I'm finally truly happy with who I am and where I am. I fought hard for this and won it at great effort, but happiness is my reward for this day and every day to come. Whoa. What the heck? Oh, it's the credits, I think. You know what? This has been Arcade Spirits. Thank you for watching. This has been a very fun game. I enjoyed this. I thought it was going to be like just like a silly little dating sim. I thought it was going to be like 5 episodes or something, but this is like a lot. This was a whole freaking story, dude. Lily Peaches, Juniper. That's like a person, right? That name sounds really familiar. Lily Pichu. No, I swear that's a person. Well, I mean, obviously they're a person, but like, I don't know, like a person that I've heard of. Yeah. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a little comment, and especially don't forget to subscribe, because when you subscribe, it helps me out a lot, and when you help me out, I help you out in return. I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed playing. Oh my god. Okay, there is more. This is outrageous. I demand to speak with my lawyer. Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? You can't do this to me. I'm well aware of who you are. Good. Then you know I can afford a lawyer who can run circles around you, whoever you are. True. If you were officially under arrest. Technically, this facility does not exist. Neither do I. What? You can't do this. If you prefer, I could hand you over to the police. There's a cybercrime task force that's eager to get their hands on you. But if you'd like to avoid a lengthy prison sentence, I have a proposition for you. I'd like to know about a tiny little detail buried in all those leaked files your daughter posted online. Specifically the 1980X playtests. The what? I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage. You know damn well what I'm talking about. Sinislotion's Pride and Joy. I can't read. I don't know what that says. You hosted secret playtests of that game. Oh, those tests. Sorry, but I don't see what help I'll be. I only played a minor role. Once the test was over, the machines were shipped out to another location. Exactly. Against our authority. Sinislotion distributed their prototypes. And you're going to use all your connections, all your leverage, every drop of what little influence you have left, to help us find their property. Polybius was our project, Mr. Nami, and we want it back. Polybius! Okay. Alright. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye! Hold on. Your flux capacitor is now charged. On your next playthrough, you can use your skills to change your most recent scenery, like the activity. Sure. Okay, now bye. Bye for real.